three stories that all say one thing to me.
All right.
The three stories are, and I'm not going to read them. The three stories are Slayer to release Hell Awaits 40th anniversary box set in May. Fair enough, right?
All right.
Kerry King says the second album from Kerry King is going to be released or going to be recorded in early 2026. So keep all these pieces together.
All right.
Early 2026, Kerry King is going to be with his band recording a new record.
Okay.
Then in May, they're releasing a special edition of 40th anniversary Hell Awaits. So you know Slayer's going to do something in May or June, don't you think?
You would think so, because
Even
they've been out there, performing
Yes.
a half a dozen shows a year for the last couple of years.
Yes. So now let me read you the third story.
All right.
That is in the mix of this, and you tell me if I'm inventing controversy or not. Third story reads, Mark Osegueda of Death Angel says it will be quite some time before the new Death Angel album is released. We're still writing. This dude is not committed to Death Angel anymore.
No.
He's done with Death Angel. They put out that one single. That's it. Remember, they started talking about this album over a year ago.
Yeah.
Over a year ago. And so far, I think we've gotten 2 singles because Mark's not around to do it, is my assumption. Don't you think?
Well, the question I have is that, the Kerry King band hasn't been playing or performing or anything. What's he doing between now and, whenever? What's this Mark doing?
Well, the Death Angel is on tour right now.
Okay.
Right now, they're out there playing Act 3 in its entirety.
All right.
And they're doing that for, I don't know, a month and a half, something like that. So they are working, but what's been going on the last year? I mean, there has not been a ton of Kerry King shows.
No, because, how many shows did Slayer do this year? Like 3, 2, 3?
3, 4, something like that. I mean,
yeah.
they did a few.
I mean, they were at the Aussie thing, and they did they do Louder in Life? Did they
one
do
of those or Rockville or something? Yeah.
Yeah. So they did just a couple of shows.
Mm-hmm.
What else have they done, and what's keeping these guys from finishing up their projects?
Yeah. Why can't this Death Angel? Why wasn't this Death Angel thing done? Written anyway over the last, I don't know, when Slayer was actually active over the summer. They were active. Death Angel wasn't. Why weren't they working on it then? Unless Mark just doesn't want to do it. That's kind of my hunch at this point. I don't think Mark wants to be in 2 bands. I'm guessing at that, but
so what is your thoughts here with Kerry King, his band, quote unquote, recording the new record in early 26, and then of course the re-release of the Slayer, the 40th anniversary, and the fact that that Death Angel, is quote unquote still working on their record. So what is your theory here?
My theory is we're never going to get this Death Angel record.
Okay.
I don't think it's ever going to get written. I think at this point there's a better chance that they just move on without Mark, call it the organization again, and just do that. That's what Cavastani did last time. When they had problems with Mark in the 90s, they just did the band without Mark. They called it the organization, and they did 2 records.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to back this up other than
you're
hunch.
Just speculating.
Yeah, I have nothing but a hunch to back it up, but My hunch is that we will see an organization record before we see a Death Angel record.
Okay.
I just don't see it happening now.
So do you see Slayer doing some shows in, to promote the 40th anniversary?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't think they'll do a ton. I think Slayer is the way they're doing their things is pretty perfect. Not doing a lot of it, only doing high profile stuff, and keeping the fans are just as hungry for it after they've played these shows this year as they were before they played those shows this year.
Well, I saw them, at Riot Fest a year ago, September.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just a phenomenal show.
Oh, they're great.
I mean, it was just like, and I like the fact that when Tom Araya came out, I mean, they had a massive crowd there.
Mm-hmm.
And the show was fantastic, and it sounded great, and they looked great, and they, it was a Slayer show. And
sure,
I like the fact that when Tom Araya comes out after like the third or fourth song, and he's like, "Did you miss us?" It's like, well, supposedly you guys said it was over, but now here you are 5 years later, and you're out there just,
they're
being
out doing
Slayer.
it again. Exactly.
Yeah, you're out there being Slayer.
Mm-hmm. As they should.
Yeah.
I understand why they retired when they retired. I get that. Tom was having so many problems with his neck, and the cycle of Slayer was pretty endless. Seemed like Slayer was always recording and touring. So I understood it at the time. But you can tell and you've seen it live, I've only seen videos of it. You could tell they're very hungry for it still.
Yeah, I mean they seemed, at least the show that I saw, and then I've watched some videos and things, especially like from the beginning. It just was such a natural thing for them.
Mm-hmm.
It was effortless.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think that they're one of those bands at this point that should do 10 shows a year and maybe record an EP every once in a while. Or not. I don't even think, does Slayer need any more music?
I don't think Slayer needs to record anymore.
Yeah. I mean, is there anybody that's still going back and listening to 213 from Christ Version or whatever that album's called? There's nobody listening to those things.
I mean, they're at the point to where people just want to see them live and play the classic shit.
People want to see Angel of Death, Seasons in the Abyss, War Ensemble, Raining Blood,
Dead Skin Mask,
Hell Awaits. That's what they want. And I'm one of them. Quite honestly, I don't need to hear any more Slayer albums. To me, Slayer stopped making good Slayer albums after Season of the Abyss.
Yeah.
I mean, the albums were...
What was that, 90?
90, yeah. And I mean, I like the other records that came after it. The Diabolus and Musica and all that shit. I don't hate any of that stuff, but the only one I didn't like was the Punk cover record. That was garbage. I don't even remember what that was called, but it was terrible. But Slayer doesn't need music anymore. If they write the best song they've ever written in their life, they're still not going to play it. They're just not.
Yeah.
Their set is set. They're like Journey. Journey cannot really deviate much from their set list. Even though they have 900 other great songs, they got to play those 15.
Right.
You have to. And Slayer's in the same boat. They have the songs they have to play. Maybe they mix something in and out, but I don't even think they want to mix anything in and out because then it showcases the difference between Holt and Hanneman, which I don't think they want to. They've never wanted to do that. They've never made a big deal about Holt playing differently than Hanneman. You know, they've always, even with the drummers, when the drummers have switched from Lombardo to Det to, you know, who's the third guy? I can't think of the third guy. But, you know, and then whoever it was, they don't ever make a big deal about it. It's just like, all right, well, this guy's the drummer now. This guy's the guitar player now, and that's it. So, yeah, Slayer, I don't think that they need to do any more music.
I agree. I mean,